Welcome to another episode of Mommy Needs a Break. I'm one of your hosts, Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop Everywhere.
And I'm your other host, Marisa Johnson and Marisa J. Oh, we're back. Make sure to follow us on all platforms, MNAB Podcast, and you can check out our website at mnabpodcast.com.
Please.
We are going to be planning today, actually, the whole year. So keep checking us out. There'll be some great things, giveaways, merch, new show topics, new guests. So just hang in there with us, guys. We still are mommies and entrepreneurs and spouses and just everything to the world. So
yes,
bear with us.
Yes, happy Black History Month. Happy Love Month, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have been, so I know a lot of y'all have been listening to the content and was like, there's been a gap here. You guys have taken a very long vacation. Well, we have. There's been a lot of stuff that has happened to us family-wise, business-wise, over the last few weeks. So we're now getting ourselves together. We have like some great stuff, like Marisa said, coming up. So yes, thank you guys for joining us. And make sure you also join our Patreon. MNAB Podcast, links down below in the description. So let's get right to it. Ain't no shame, Marisa.
Ain't no shame.
What's going on?
Yeah, like Megan said, a lot of stuff has been happening these past few weeks. It's been stressful, to say the least. And, the kids are still home with me every day, all day. I love them. But, I still have a lot of shameful moments. One in particularly. The other day, both kids were just screaming. Halo has just been, I don't know. She needs attention, obviously. She needs more attention from me. She needs more of me every day, it feels like. The older Aria gets, Aria wants to sit on my lap. Halo wants to sit on my lap. Aria wants to give me a kiss. Halo wants to give me a kiss. It's just a constant competition. So the other day, they were just both screaming, crying, going crazy, and they wouldn't stop. It was just non-stop. And they were like pulling each other's hair, just screaming.
Being sisters.
And so what I did is I just started screaming with them. And it wasn't like a scream at them like, you guys stop. It was like, and I don't want to bust your earlobes, but it was like, it was like, ah! Like it was just this scream. It was just this scream. I just like needed to release. Like, what are you guys doing right now? Yeah. And they just stopped and they just looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing, Mom? Like, what is going on with you?
Did they stop?
Yeah, they stopped. They just were like so confused. Like, why is she screaming? Like, what is she doing? Because it wasn't at them like a stop it, guys.
Right.
Scream. And I just sat down like, oh my God, that felt so good. It was so shameful. Like I was telling my sister and I was so ashamed of that. She just looked at me.
Why?
She was like, really? Oh, are you okay?
Why would you be ashamed about that, girl?
Who just yells in their house? Like who just yells?
Clearly your children do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
This is something that I did learn about it's from this page called Big Little Feelings, and it's about these two mom therapists, and they have a lot of content about raising toddlers. And they were like, one of the things, like they were like, as adults, we need to get reparented because of how we were parented. And so she was like, some of the triggers to recognize if you need reparenting is if like your children's whining annoys you like a lot. If you feel like you just want to yell back at your kids, or if they're like crying, just like triggers you, like stop crying.
Yeah.
She was like, usually that's a sign that you are not allowed to show your feelings. You were told to suck it up, or, like when you were growing up. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like all of these things on this list trigger me all the time. Yes. So I do need to get reparented. But she was just like, one of the things is like, we think that screaming and yelling is like terrible, but the truth is it is an expression, and it's an okay expression, right? Like technically you're feeling something and you want to scream, you should be able to scream.
Yeah. It's like, so funny. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like,
Yeah.
we're just so adult. We're like, oh my gosh, I can't scream. Like, when's the last time you screamed? The other day. And guess what? You should be screaming all the time because it's a
Yeah.
release. You feel better. It's literally a physical release. So
Yeah.
mentally, it helps you. So we should be screaming. But then we look at our children and we're like, stop screaming.
Right.
No, matter of fact, you scream and I'm going to scream with you. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. Let's do it, everybody.
That's actually interesting. It's like two things. I remember when Halo was first born and Troy was like, oh, her cries sound beautiful. And I was like,
No, it doesn't.
no, they don't. But I was somewhere this weekend. I won't say where because I don't know who be listening to this. I won't like cause any conflict. But we were around a group of people and they were just like beating their kids. Like I wouldn't say beating, but they were just like, the kids do something and it's like instant whooping, like instant like. And Terrell was telling me, just because a parent feels like frustrated or like just because they feel frustrated doesn't mean like they have to take it out on the kid because the kid's still being a kid. And I'm like, well, I be getting frustrated all the time. He's like, yeah, but you don't whoop your kids when you're frustrated. Like you just keep it in or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, but it's just interesting because like you said, the reparenting thing, if this is how I was taught, like I was taught to like whoop your ass, like, okay, you're going to get your ass whooped, then that's what you're going to do. This is how I learned. So this is how my kid's going to learn. And I can't even get to that far. I be thinking about it in my head, like, I just want to whoop you. But it's like, it's my frustration with them. Like, or it's just, no, not with them. Yeah. It's just my frustration, but like when I see other people do that, I'd be like, oh no. I'm just going to sit up.
Girl, I feel you. I've had to pop Mav a few times and I don't feel good about it. And so I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like it's not, I never wanted to be a parent because I got whooped. And so, but I will tell you that little toddler boy energy, you know what I'm saying? Like it will make you rethink like, maybe I should whoop my kids. But after I've popped him a few times. I'm not gonna say I had to because I didn't have to. That was my frustration and the way I was raised. And it was just a reflex. And I was like, oh no, Megan, we got to redo this. This is not okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's not fun. It's not, and I don't want to raise him like that.
Yeah.
So I've tried some, I realize now when I talk to him like a real person, like, okay, well, we're not going to do that because we can't. But later, like I really go in depth.
Yeah.
And he's okay with that. He's so much better when I'm just like, okay, so this is what we can't do that because we got to go here. Dad's going to do this. And then we got to do this. And mommy needs to do this and this. Okay. And he's like, okay. I'm like, oh.
You do understand.
Okay.
And they do understand.
Right.
They do understand. It's more of us, like even last night, I was really trying to organize my kitchen. Like that's all I wanted to do was organize my pantry. And that's it. And the kids were just wild. and Terrell took them up and he got them in the bath. And I don't know when they all went to bed, but I was just downstairs. But I realized it's just when I want to do things, that's when I get frustrated the most. Yeah. Like, and so trying to figure out that balance still is so hard. It's still so hard because I do want to do things, and so does he. I know he does too, but they're little kids. There are little kids, and we can't we need to know our limits and we need to know when we need to break. Like, okay, I want to do this and I'm about to throw one of these kids.
Right. One of these kids get thrown in the trash. Somebody comes
I'm gonna need you to just take him upstairs. And vice versa. I could tell when he's on his wits ends. Yeah. Like I can feel it. Like, okay, guys, come on. Like I took Halo for a walk. I had her outside for like 2 hours. Like, let's go outside. Let's give Dad a break. Okay, come on. Let's give this guy a break real quick.
No, that's good. That's good. You need that. But that's what you're supposed to be doing. And that's great, because you have a partner who understands as well. So it's like, all right, I'm done. And usually like I can feel myself getting there. Like, and I just was like, you know what? You watch Mav tonight. I tell my fiance, you take him. Because usually I do bedtime and bath. That's how it just works in our house. But I was like, no, it's you tonight. I'm not. I want to be in my own little world, singing and humming my tunes while I clean up this kitchen. I don't desire, because I feel the overwhelm creeping up.
Yep.
So
And yeah, and sometimes I'm like, I know I'm not gonna go there, but it's just like it's there. I'm just sitting there like
it's there
mm,
simmering. It's there.
mm,
So but I think that's a good, to me, that's a sign of a good parent, because you're
yeah,
like, okay, I've reached my limit, because everybody has a limit. And for people to
right,
say that I don't have a limit is a lie. Everyone has
right.
a limit, as much stuff, like, depending on what happened that day. So that's good.
Yeah.
I applaud you. And don't be ashamed that you was yelling with them, girl. Now you better do that more often. I'm not just, you know what? I be doing that with
Yell with the
Mav too.
kids.
And when you told that story, I was like, I was still waiting for the shameful piece. I was like, okay, she's gonna say, after you were like, yeah, I was yelling. I was like, okay, so what was the shameful part? I was like,
That is
that's it,
shameful.
girl.
It was just like
It is not. I
screaming
didn't.
with the kids. Like what?
And they
It
stopped
was
it, and they was like, oh well, okay, gotcha.
all right, mom.
This is awkward. All right, well, because that's the trick. Because sometimes they just be yelling to be yelling. Okay,
Just yelling and just won't stop. Like, oh,
and
I
that's what
can
I'm
keep
saying.
going. I can just play out all last night. I could just keep
So
going, but I won't.
see, that's what I'm saying. So how was that shameful? Because they really honestly didn't need anything. They was just whining, right?
Yeah, they just
Okay.
going crazy. It's my
See,
kid.
there's nothing wrong with that, girl. I've yelled. Actually, I've yelled with Mav a few times.
I broke down crying with them before. Like
See?
just sitting there like, oh, we just gotta be crying together. I hope your dad doesn't walk in. He's gonna
Like,
check
what's
me.
going on here? All right, so let's do some mommy tips. So yes, one of the things that I feel like, especially with toddlers, or if you have kids that are picky eaters, sometimes you're trying to give them nutrition and they don't want it. Well, one of the things that I've learned, because Mav will, as soon as we get home, he'll be like, cookies. And I'm like, I don't even give you cookies like that. I've been trying to do like the little like figs, like healthy cookies that are like, Megan. It's like, oh, all it has is like dates and chia seeds, and he'd be like, oh, he would spit it out. I'm like, okay. So you just want animal crackers, got it. So I've like learned that if you take away the mystique of these foods, it's no longer a big deal. So the other night he usually is a decent eater. I gave him his food for dinner and he was like, nah, cookies. So I was like, I took the plate off. I was like, first of all, you're not going to spill this food. Let's do that. You're not going to spill the food. Okay. You want cookies? And at first I was going to say after. And I was like, no, you know what? And I put like 2 little animal crackers on his plate and put it back on there. He ate those animal crackers and then he ate everything else. He just kept going. And I was like, oh my gosh. So usually if you, and he was like, more cookies. I was like, okay, I'll give you more. Just eat your food. And because I knew he was going to forget about it after he was full. So, and sure enough, he was done. After he finished all that food, he went back to playing and he forgot about those cookies. So I say all that to say, try it. If your kids are like being picky eaters, put it on the plate with the other food. And then just tell them they can have more. Yeah, keep eating on that and I'll give you more.
Or you get to be like me and tell your kids like those fig bars are candy bars.
I tried, Marisa. You said that before. I swear to you. I was like, this is chocolate, baby. It's like, because it was brown. So I was like, oh yeah, it's chocolate. It's chocolate. So he ate it and he was just like, and spit it out. He
Halo
said, no
literally
cookies.
be like, can I have a candy bar? I'm like, sure, Halo. Yeah, take a candy bar. But a good brand of snacks that I like to buy, that some of them I think have chocolate in it, maybe. I don't buy that one, but they're called Bobos. They have pretty good ingredients. They're like these little round muffin thingies.
Oh my gosh, I gave him that. He didn't like it.
He didn't like the Bobos?
He ate it, but he was just like, I mean, I'm eating this because that's all that's
Bobos
here.
In the house.
Girl, I love Bobos, okay?
I love Bobos like, too.
I was like, sure, you don't want it. I got it, homie. Thanks.
Oh, I don't like Bobos. Actually, my sister, I've tried to tell this stuff to my sister, and I'm like, oh, your kid is a real kid, like likes real kid stuff. Because I'm like, oh, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try? She'll be like, no, she eats the same things every day. She does not like to switch. I'm like, really? And then I look at the items and I'm like, oh, she's like a real kid. This is like real kid food.
which is like bad because real kid food is like very terrible in our country. Let's just be
No,
honest. It's
it's
so
so.
bad
Ugh.
because that's the stuff that, and like that's the stuff that Mav is starting to like because he's in
He
daycare, and
sees
of
it,
course,
of
and
course.
I'm like, he's at a daycare where they have like cameras, so I be like logging on, like, what he eating today, and I like zoom in. I'm like, is that what they having for snack? Y'all just gave him cookies for snack, like regular old cookies.
Yeah, and two, I'm sure he watches the iPad because I had no idea where Halo got this from. She kept saying, "I want a Happy Meal. I want some chicken McNuggets. Can we go to
God.
McDonald's?" And I was like, "Who?" And I was mad. I was like, "Who took you to McDonald's?" And I was like, "Did you take her to McDonald's?" And she was like, "No." He's like, because she said, "Daddy," and he was like, "You're lying, Halo. I didn't take you to McDonald's. I did not take you to McDonald's because she
You
can't eat
lied
the
on him.
fries there. Like they cook them in, I
Right,
don't know,
right.
like animal grease or something. I don't know." And so then I saw her iPad the other day and it's an ad. It's like a Happy Meal ads be popping up.
See how
And
they
I'm
be
like,
getting kids.
how did she know what a Happy Meal was? Like, what? I never.
Girl, these freaking that makes me so mad because
Oh, yeah.
like the fact that you're doing your best and now here they are putting all this marketing into your child's
Yeah.
head that she needs a Happy Meal.
She sees the billboards now. Oh, mom, is that McDonald's? I'm like, hey, look, we have never driven through a McDonald's drive through. Okay. You need to stop right now. There's this. I gotta like show you this video. Someone sent it to me years ago. It's like with Marche, and she did a little skit, and her mom. She was like, "Mom, can we go to McDonald's?" It's like two comedian women. I can't remember their names, and she goes off and goes to the daycare and like, "Did you feed my baby McDonald's?" It is the funniest skit ever, and so many people always send it to me, and I am literally that
You're
mom.
that one.
I'm that. She was like, I am a vegan. She's like, do you know how old I am? She's like 82 or something stupid. And she's like hella young.
That is true. Old vegans be looking so young. That's why you should eat vegan.
But
Speaking of which, I am I've switched my eating to I did this 22-day revolution. It's a book by
oh
Marco
yes.
Borges. I did it, yeah. Beyonce did the foreword to it because she used to do it. So I did that and I lost like 10 pounds. Feel really good on
Oh,
it.
good job.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going. And I decided like what is sustainable for me is doing it during the week. So I can be vegan during the week. And then on the weekend, I can add me some seafood because I love me some crab legs. Okay. I'm
Oh,
never
I
getting
love
rid of that.
crab
And
legs.
sushi. Like I want to, even though I've been eating vegan sushi and it's still very good. However,
Yeah,
I won't. I'm a fish.
I
So
do like crab legs.
um so that is sustainable for me. I'm okay with being vegan during the week and then pescatarian on the weekend. I can live like that.
Saturday,
Mhm.
Sunday.
I
Yeah,
can live like that. So I'll be doing that going forward.
good for
And
you.
I've been like juicing. I've actually been taking really good care of myself.
Good
I'm
for
really
you.
proud of
Skin
myself.
glowing,
I'm
smiling.
trying. You see. And then I went, oh yeah, and then like my kickball team, because I play kickball, y'all. So apparently it's like they have a team every season except for winter. So yeah, spring, summer, and fall. And I was on the fall team. And so like if you want to keep going, you can. So girl, why they start conditioning this week?
Really?
I was like, wait, what? We have conditioning for extracurricular kickball? And they were like, if you want to, if you want. I was like, hold on, this is like free workouts. I'm gonna go. So 2 days a week, I do that. And then like on Sundays, it's what is it? It's like actual like kickball technical stuff.
Okay.
Girl,
Getting
this
serious
is
out here.
fun. Who knew kickball was like really, girl? This is like it's not just for elementary school, okay? It is so fun when you're an adult and you play
Oh,
it.
I want to play kickball. That sounds fun.
Why don't you move here then?
Girl, I'm trying. Oh, I'm trying. What have I been
Oh
doing?
my gosh,
I
Marisa.
only ride my bike. That's all I do is ride my bike. I need to do something.
Only that's a lot.
No, but I should probably start trying to do other things.
Oh wait, you do Peloton. I thought they have like other type
They
of
do.
workouts in
That's what
there.
I'm saying. I have, yeah,
Oh, you
like,
just haven't done them.
no, yeah. I just like, I'm gonna ride this bike. That's it. One of them little bony cycling people.
I know, right? But you like it how you do it every day?
No. I try to do like 4 times a week,
Oh,
maybe.
that's good.
Yeah, I try to do like 4 times a week. Um, And then me and some of my friends, we've been doing this a surviving vegan detox. We're actually going to
How
start again
is it?
tomorrow.
How was it?
It's great. I feel like I'm always losing weight. I feel like it's actually, and actually, no, I take that back. I feel like every time I do it, I'm breaking a habit and gaining a better one. Like I have been pounding gallons of water for weeks now. Even when I was traveling, I was like getting my gallons and just drinking gallons of water. It's almost like my body was like, "Where's your water? Where's your water? Where's your water?"
That's good.
Um,
That's really good.
on like learning how to flush out when I do eat something that I'm not supposed to be eating, like learning how to flush it out right away, get
Okay.
it out of my body, aka just like pooping it out quick.
Mhm.
But I like it. Yeah, we're gonna start again tomorrow. Um,
How many days is it?
it's 10. So we all did it. Everyone lost around between 10 to 15 pounds. And again,
What?
it's waste. It's all poop. Go watch the colonic video that we did. It's all waste. Um, but yeah, it's been good. I like it. I like doing it. It's like a good reset every month to just
Okay,
kind
I'm
of.
gonna. So wait, what's your goal? You're gonna do it once a month?
I would like to do it once a month, or she has like this 3-day grapefruit one that you can do, and it flushes everything out. So between those two, I would like to do it
Ooh.
at least once a month. I did it December, I did it January, and I'm gonna do it again in February.
Oh,
Um,
good. Oh
just-
my gosh, there's like a 2-day detox that I was doing with that. It's like distilled water that has grapefruit juice, I think orange juice, lemon
Mhm.
juice in it, and you're just supposed to drink like a gallon for 2 days. Girl,
Flushes you out.
flushes you out. Yeah.
Yeah, go follow her page. It's great, and she's so funny. Like she
She
just
is. I love her reels. She did
they're
like
so funny. Like I won't. It's funny because I really wanted some seafood, and then she
a
posted
shoot
something like
about shrimp.
shrimp being
I saw it.
roaches, and I was like, oh, why are you
They
guys saying that? Now
are.
it's in the back of my mind, like, oh,
They
some
are.
shrimp are roaches. She's like, oh, you feed your man this, and this is why he can't get it up at night. Like she just be saying funny stuff, and it's true, but her delivery is hilarious to me.
Yeah, yeah,
It's so funny.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what we've been doing on this side.
Okay, so you've been detoxing. Cool, cool. Okay, let's talk about. I mean, so of course, February is Black History Month. There's also Valentine's Day
Favorite
coming
month.
up. It's your favorite. Why is it your favorite month? Because
Because
of those
it's
two
the
things?
month Terrell proposed to me in February.
Oh, wait, like Valentine's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sweet. That's so
Yeah.
cute.
So I
That's
feel like
cute.
we
That's
have
cute.
2 anniversaries, basically.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so I like that. I like that. So
Yeah.
speaking of love, have you seen that actor Michael B. Jordan and I guess she's a socialite, Lori Harvey, are
I
together?
guess.
I don't know what is her
I don't
what
know.
does she do?
I've
I'm not
never
trying to be
heard her
rude. I
talk.
really am. I keep thinking like, what's her job? Does she you just call her an influencer or like that's why I said socialite. I feel like she does a
Yeah.
lot of
On the scene.
socializing on
Yeah.
the scene. So, what do you think about these two? Is it a good match
What do you
or
think?
not?
You brought it up.
Actually, I like them together. It's better than her in Future, okay? Because that was a mismatch if I ever seen one,
Do you
okay?
think that she met her? He met his match? I thought he met his match.
Who Future?
Yeah.
Girl, that was not gonna work out in every other like no way, no matter how you flipped it, that would not have worked. First of all, he got too many kids. She has 0 kids, okay? And she's not like she doesn't need anything from him.
Right.
It didn't look like it was gonna work. And I think he seemed like he was happy with her, but at the end of the day, you was not trying to be a stepmom to all these kids, and you're only what she was like 23 at the time, 22.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
girl, this ain't gonna work. So move
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
Now,
That's true.
her and Michael B. Jordan, I think, are a better pairing. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I do like them together. I will say that.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, okay. And then my brother let me hear some Drake song. I guess Drake, I don't know if he has a new album or what. Don't
He
even
got
quote me on
some new
anything.
stuff.
But he says something. My brother says it's some type of diss. And it was like I don't know verbatim, but basically he's saying like it's not gonna last, or like call me, I got something to tell you. Like I don't know what Drake got to say. It sounded like Drake was in his feelings. I don't know. I don't know what that meant. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. I think it could work if she wants it to work. I feel like I guess we don't know how why her situations end.
I mean, but think about it, she's young. She's like, she just turned 24, I think. So like, like she's just having fun.
True.
Think about when you were 22, 23, 24. Like it's just a fun time in your life, right? So I think that's where she is. She's got a lot of money, she's got a lot of fame. Like she's just having fun. She's not trying to be too serious and like.
So they're not going to get married.
I don't know if they will. I do think they'll probably last a while, but I don't think that it's going to be a permanent situation.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan seems like a nice guy.
He does. But I'm not going to lie. I thought he liked white chicks, or he liked.
No, I think that's that other. I thought it's that one actor that's what I thought too. But then I'm getting
girl. Don't be trying to give him too much credit, because I'm gonna tell you, Michael Jordan has been. People was like, why does he never have like a black woman on his arm? He was in Black Panther. He was never dating a black chick. I'll just be honest. At least not for what we saw in public.
Yeah. And who has he been with? I've never even seen him with anybody.
Oh, I've seen him, girl, because I used to work at the restaurant.
Oh. Oh, never mind.
He would come in there, but it was with the same girl. It was this like, I think she was like Middle Eastern. She looked Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Like a Kim Kardashian type of chick without all the extra butt. But he was with her. I think you've seen him like 2 or 3 times. He would come in there with her, and then I've seen them in pictures before. So that's when I was like, oh, like, and that was my first interaction with him. So I was just like, oh, he's not into like black women. Like, but I didn't look down on him or anything. I was like, oh, he just like he just like Kim Kardashian type chicks. Okay, whatever. And then Black Panther came out, and everybody's like, yes, he's so down for the cause. And I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
Y'all, wait a minute here.
There's a lot of black actors who are on black things that have white ladies.
Oh yeah, like Taye Diggs. I think people were very surprised when they found out.
What's that boy's name?
Oh, Jay Ellis. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember when Charlamagne asked him, and he hated those questions. He was just like, and Charlamagne said something like, "Oh, I didn't stick with my black queen." I think he said congratulations or something smart. And I never see him post about her ever. I've never seen him post about his Caucasian woman since that day. Like he used to have pictures if you scroll down, and now it's like, no, nothing. It's bad for the brand.
I mean, here's the thing. Love who you want to love. And if people don't want to be your fan anymore because they find in your real life it doesn't support what it looks like on camera, then let that be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Is not gonna let that be okay.
Why?
Same reason why he stopped posting.
To me, that's just so fake. Because this is make-believe, okay? Acting is make-believe. It's not real life.
Lived in LA. You know how this game is played. You got to play the role. You got to play the part. And that's just it. But I do think they're cute. It looks really nice and sweet. I hope it works out. She is young. I don't know. How old is he?
30? It's like almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years older, so he's getting to that age where he's probably thinking about a family.
Yeah, but I don't think she's there. I feel like she's still got a lot more jet setting with her friends.
Finds a way to get her pregnant. I don't know.
Oh, Lord. That is a thing, though. There do be dudes trapping these chicks. People always think it's the women.
No, it's not.
Not necessarily the case.
Right. He would be a gold medalist if he got her.
Do you think it's an issue that she's been like with a bunch of dudes that are famous? Like she smashed the homies,
because
basically?
We be with a bunch of guys who aren't famous, so. I'm not saying right now I don't do that, but I'm just saying.
Right. But like
that back in those days, like what?
But do you think there's like, because you know how people always try to shame women into being like, because this is what guys do. So like, do you think it's shameful, or it's like how people look down on women dating multiple men, but multiple men in wealthy circles?
Well, it depends, because I have friends who have only specifically dated a type of man in certain circles. And then it becomes embarrassing because those men are talking to each other, they're sharing pictures, they're sharing stories.
Wait, what?
Girl, whole thing. So if it just so happens that like, oh, I met this guy and he does the same occupation, like, okay, whatever, like maybe that's what you're around. She is a entertainment child. Like all she's
Oh, that's
around
true.
is
Yeah.
that. So it's like
Yeah.
if all you're around is bums and losers and you date bums and losers, like it's the same situation in my head. But if you are like a groupie and you're like, you're just, because I have had friends like this that are
Yeah.
just out here targeting, Googling, doing the most. And then they become embarrassed because it's like, it becomes a thing. It's like their thing, you know? I think it's just, I just think it's situation based. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I don't feel. Yeah, I don't think because the way people are making it seem like they're like, would you rather have Sierra's prayer or Lori's finesse? And I was just like, wait, why y'all gotta do Lori like that? Like, I get it.
Well, I
She's,
like Sierra's prayer, but I've been in Lori's finesse, and eventually want Sierra's prayer, I would think. But if you're like 40 years old, still trying to think you're gonna compete with these new things, like I don't know, you might need to retire the.
No, girl, 40-year-olds
prayer.
are some. Look, 40-year-olds are 60-year-olds PYT. Okay, you always gonna be somebody's pretty young thing, even
That's
when you
true,
80.
but hey, I guess it just depends on what you want for life. You know, I think at like 20, at 30, I was like, oh, maybe I want a family.
True,
Maybe I
true.
want to get married. You know, but if you're 30 and you don't, and you're just like trying to live my life, then hey,
Do you, boo?
yeah, it's all good.
Do you, boo? Okay, well, that's part of the love portion of this month. Let's talk about. So it's Black History Month. I love Black History Month because my favorite part of Black History Month is like finding new Black history facts that like nobody really knows.
Oh yeah, remember we
Because
did that last year.
yeah, I feel like people always do like, oh, like Rosa Parks, or they do like George Washington Carver, W.E.B. Du Bois. Like, okay, people, we've heard these names. Like,
Yeah.
let me know what Jimmy Jackson did back in
Right.
52 or something. You know what I mean? So, I want to. So every day, excuse me, every show that we have in February, we will be doing unknown Black history facts. So the first one is about a girl named Claudette Colvin. Have you heard about her?
No.
Okay, well, actually, she was Rosa Parks before there was a Rosa Parks.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to give Rosa Parks credit for being, not giving up her seat and not moving to the back of the bus. But 9 months before Rosa took her stand, Claudette Colvin, 15 years old, by the way, she refused to move to the back of the bus, and she was also in Montgomery. She had been studying Black leaders like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. And so she was just like, she felt like she just needed to take a stand. And she was like, I'm not going to go back to the back of the bus. So she got arrested and thrown in jail. And she was also one of the 4 women who challenged the segregation law in court. So if Browder v. Gale, which is the court case, became it was successfully overturned, by the bus segregation laws in Montgomery and all of Alabama. The one thing that people are questioning now is why didn't Claudette Colvin get as much publicity and as much credit as Rosa Parks got? And apparently Rosa Parks was a lot older at the time. I think she was like in her 40s or so. And the NAACP kind of made a collective, I guess they decided it would just be better if they had Rosa as the face, because Rosa had been working in civil rights activism for years. She was well known at this time. And also they felt like they'd rather have like a respected, like adult, probably more people would follow her as opposed to following a teenager. And I was just like, wow, I would have thought the opposite. But then again, I guess because it's like, oh, well, she's a child. Like, back then kids know your place. You know what I'm saying? They were very much, now we in a different day and age where it's like, okay, like listen to the kids, listen to the youth. They know what they're talking about. They do their own thing. They're very independent. They're smart. Back then they was not trying to hear no kids. So And that's really weird because when you think about like activism, even in the 50s and 60s, like CORE, SNCC, NAACP, these were all young people. John Lewis, when he was out there crossing the bridge in Selma, he was like 20. He's like 20.
Right.
Like they were very, very young. So for them to be like, oh, we'll use like an older person, I was like, really? Because activism seems to always be young people.
Right. Oh yeah, like out there in doing the dirty work at least.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy when you think about it. And I guess it's who you know. Who did Rosa know?
She knew everybody. I mean, she had been, like I said, she'd been working on this she'd been working at NAACP for years.
Oh, okay. Well,
so she was well known.
Right.
She was respected. So I think, I mean, I'm not saying it was the wrong case to make there. I don't think it was the wrong case, but we gonna give Claudette Colvin her flowers, okay? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. I have to look her up. I'm not sure on that. But Claudette Colvin, hats off to you today. Woohoo!
Good.
Any other Black history facts that you know?
No, I don't have any Black history facts. I didn't even know.
No. I was just saying that because sometimes, like, you know, if you have one saved up I feel like you should always have one saved in the back of your head.
Yes. Did you know?
Always just one. Well, now you have Claudette Colvin, okay?
No, that's good. That's good. I really have to go pee.
And on that note, y'all, thank you for watching.
I really wanted to share more information about Black History Month because I was really excited about this topic, but I'm just sitting here like, if I start this story, I might pee on myself.
Go pee and then come back and we'll do it. Go pee and come back. We gotta, yes, because you have a lot going on for Black History Month at the space. Come back.
Okay.
So here's another Black history fact. Inoculation was introduced to America by a slave. Few details are known about the birth of Onesimus, but it is assumed he was born in Africa in the late 17th century before landing in Boston. Now, one of 1,000 people of African descent living in Massachusetts, Onesimus was a gift to the Puritan church minister Cotton Mather from his congregation. Oh my gosh. So church people was giving slaves to the minister as a gift in 1706. Got it. Onesimus told Mather about the centuries of old tradition of inoculation practice in Africa by extracting the material of an infected person and scratching it into the skin of an uninfected person. You could deliberately introduce smallpox to the healthy individual, making them immune. Considered extremely dangerous at the time, Cotton Mather convinced Dr. Zabdiel Boylston to experiment with the procedure when a smallpox epidemic hit Boston in 1721, and over 240 people were inoculated. Opposed politically, religiously, and medically in the U.S. and abroad, public reaction to the experiment put Mather and Boylston's lives in danger despite their records indicating that only 2% of patients requesting inoculation died, compared to the 15% of people who were not inoculated who contracted smallpox. Onesimus's traditional African practice was used to inoculate American soldiers during the Revolutionary War and introduced the concept of inoculation to the United States. So today, we tip our hats to you, Onesimus.
Oh, look at you for bringing more facts.
Yes, girl. This was a very interesting fact. You're going to have to go back and watch this. It was a good fact. Okay.
Whew. Been drinking this water.
Good for you. Okay, so what have you been doing with Law Create Space and your business for Black History Month?
Yes. So as some of you know or don't know, I own a co-working space in Inglewood, California. And so a lot of our members are obviously like small business owners, entrepreneurs. Sorry, I was like running up the stairs. Entrepreneurs, nonprofits, things like that. And they've suffered tremendously during these times. And so we've just been really trying to think of ways that we can help put the knowledge back in people's hands. And so for Black History Month, we're kicking off our Law Create Space Grow program, which we're partnering with Shopify to kick it off. They've signed on for a year to actually provide content, but for this month, they're going to do a 3-part series for Black business owners. and teaching you basically, e-commerce has been a big thing in COVID. People have been just like trying to set up their stores, consulting, just figuring out how to make a second income. And so they will be doing an intro class, introduction to Shopify. They'll be teaching you how to build a store, how to do drop shipping, and then they will be teaching you how to market those products. After a few of the events, we'll be going live with a few successful Black-owned businesses who have used Shopify, and you can ask them questions. They'll share their stories. It's just going to be really cool. I just feel like, for me, the way I can help a person is by sharing like the knowledge that I sometimes take for granted. So the things that I know may help somebody else, obviously. And so that's one way. And then we're going to be highlighting a lot of the Black businesses in Inglewood that have actually been doing really well this year. So we want to share their stories and just help get the word out about their business. So that's going to be like our programming for Black History Month, but then it's going to trickle into the next month. So March will be Square. So Square will come in and teach different platforms about their business and how to set your payroll up and get your paperwork in order, things like that. So we're working really hard to bring these big corporate companies to Inglewood, and like the resources are there, but a lot of times people don't know they're there. And so if we can be the middle person to bring that, I think it will be great. So yeah, that's for Black History Month. We will release more information the 1st of February, whenever this goes out. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. I think, applauding the Black businesses that are just trying and are still open and just trying to, make it every single day is super important, and to be able to support them the way we can, I hope it helps.
I'm so proud of you. This is that's so huge. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, and people could just, and how can people get this information? Do they go on lawcreatespace.com or what do they do?
Go on lawcreatespace.com. You can go on our Instagram, Law Create Space, all of our platforms. Actually, we'll be launching a virtual app, so a virtual community. So all the trainings and resources will live there. We have so many cool trainings that, will be up there, learning how to start your podcast, learning how to film, learning how to do all these creative resources, again, that we take for granted. And we just want to share, all of the information because we're so creative. Like we are the creative people.
Yes, that's true.
And sometimes we just need a little bit of help, a little bit of motivation. And so we've been really working hard to try to provide a quality product so that people can just like come together, support each other, and utilize these free resources that people have, but you may not know where to find them. So yeah, go on our platforms. The information will be there. We will be hitting up your inboxes. So yeah, check that out.
LawCreateSpace.com. Everyone go there. Support Marisa. Support her business. She's doing big things. And I think that's so huge. That's what I love about you and your husband. You guys are always thinking about like, okay, how can we help other people? What else do we need to do? And it's just so beautiful. Y'all are always like that. Like genuinely like that.
Thank you.
No problem, girl.
Stick to the purpose. Stick to the purpose.
I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Mommy Needs a Break. Please continue to support us. We have some good guests coming up shortly. We got some, we can't talk about it yet, but hopefully we got some good news coming up out of this. We're having a meeting. So we're putting it out there.
Yes.
Good things are happening. Good things are happening. So we'll keep you guys informed as soon as we have more information. But yeah, support us because we are, we love doing this, but we also like need help doing this. So if you go to our Patreon page, which is linked below, you can definitely support us there. And it's a monthly support anywhere from $3 to like $20 a month, whatever your heart desires. Okay. Just help us out so we can do more amazing things for you guys and for the community. In addition to that, follow us at M&AB Podcast everywhere on your social media. Go to our website. It's beautifully designed by Marisa, MandABpodcast.com. And and follow me too, Meg Scoop, at Meg Scoop everywhere, please.
Yes, and follow me at She Is Marisa J. And Megan said all the other information. So we'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.